Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick with Down Home RC, and in today's video I'm going to go ahead and finish up the transmission on the SCX10 Pro kit that I started on, and hopefully we'll get this thing done soon and get it out on the rocks. Thanks for stopping by. Alright guys, welcome back. I did do a few things off camera because I didn't want you to have to suffer through me trying to do these C-clips again. So basically I put the shift fork together. That is C-clips on there. I went ahead and assembled the both shafts actually because they both had C-clips on them. I installed the bearings, the two spots for that and the casings. So what you're going to have to do is put this fork in the center, and what it's going to do is when you're shifting the underdrive, it's going to lock into either one that you choose. The other one will free spin like you see there, and then when you change it over and it locks into that groove, now this one free spins. So what you're going to have to do when you're putting these into the case is there's a little hole right there on this little ear, and you're going to have to guide this into that hole while feeding the rest in. So there's that. And then you're going to go ahead and take your other shaft, slide it down in beside it. You may have to mess with it a little bit to find that right spot in the gear mesh. So I'm trying to get it on camera guys, but it's hard to do. And there we go, we got that set in. The shift fork's in. So if you look in there, this is where your servo is going to be attached to, your micro servo. And as you shift it, it's going to go up and it's going to find those grooves and those teeth. And now that bottom will just free spin. Here it's going to lock in on your lower, and the top will free spin. So I think that design is really cool. It's different to me. I've never had anything with it. So now we're going to take our other side, slide it over top, try to make sure that your shafts inside will line up with the holes in both of them. And there we go, we got that. So I'll go ahead and bolt this up, then I'll show you guys where all the bolts are in just a second. Alright, so it looks like our next step, we're going to go ahead and put one of our little pins through the main shaft out the front. And when you're putting these in, you're going to want it to stick out evenly on each side. And then we're going to take our big 26 tooth gear and slide that right on like that. And once that's done, we're going to have to go ahead and make our next little setup. Alright, so let's go ahead and start assembling the front. I've already went ahead and put one of the smaller bearings on here. This is our 18 tooth. Slide that right over. Go ahead and grab another bearing, put that on the back. Actually, I already have one on the case, so let's go ahead, slide that right in. Now we're going to take our small pin and put it through this main drive shaft. And when you're doing those, like I said, you're going to want these to be about 50% on each side. And we're going to take our bearing, or our gear, excuse me, and we'll rotate it until we get that mesh right there. So then we'll go ahead and set our top back in. Make sure those spin nice. And then down here on the bottom, we are going to be doing a bearing, which I have in there already. we're going to go ahead and insert the shaft, and then we're going to take our other gear, get that to set down in there, and then we're going to go ahead and put another bearing on the front. So that'll be our complete set for that. And then I'm going to add grease to this bottom gear and let it rotate its way up into the rest of the assembly. I'll just go ahead and add some here so that way it speeds up the process. Alright, so now what I'll do is I'll just take the end and I'll start to turn it and get all that mixed up in there. Yeah, smooth now. Alright, so I didn't even record this, I apologize. So I went ahead and got the two standoffs in. You're going to run a bolt for each one through each side here, and that's going to pull them tight and tighten up the case just like so. It will be just like that, and I really like that because it seals off the rest of the transmission. I do like that a lot. So then we're going to go ahead and put in our 4 screws through here. Now there is a completed transmission on a skid plate. Welcome back, guys, and next we're about to install our brackets, and you can see that there's 2 here. This one is going to be for anybody who wants to lock out into one of the 2 ranges. And the way that you're going to do that is we'll go ahead and we're going to install our bracket onto the top like so. And some things that you guys have seen me do in the video, I am going to end up going back and I'm going to put thread lock on some things. I just try to keep it a little quicker for you guys when I'm doing the video. So trying to get this in camera for you guys. And there we go. So now once this is completed, and you can see the bracket that we installed here, it's basically just a T, but it actually makes your mount for your micro servo. I think that's really cool. And if you're going to do a all the time lockout, this will also be part of that. So the way this bracket's going to work with the lockout is you'll go ahead and have this seated together here, and then you'll hear it click into place, and now this is locked into that position and it will never come out. You'll just put 1 screw here, 1 screw here, and it'll never move. And then if you wanted to change it, you would just take the bracket back off, put it into the second option, and lock it back in, and now you're good to go. So on the next step, we're going to be installing our coupler on the top shaft. As you can see, there's 2 here. And on the coupler, this side has threads, this side is smooth. So we'll take this, slide it in, and then we are going to be putting Loctite onto this screw. It's a 2.0. Take our Loctite, put a small dab on there, Drop it in. Now that's attached. It's spinning smooth. So we're going to set this to the side now. Right here is the pieces we're going to need for the next step. So we'll go ahead and take our C-clip. And there is a groove made onto this that this C-clip will set down into. Just like that. And next, we'll go ahead, slide it into place. And if you see, these are flat on each side, and it'll be the same in there. So you'll just spin it till it goes on. This has got 3 notches. This has 3 tabs. So we'll just slide that in. There it is, locked into place. Apply the front washer and finish it off. And that's it. Next up, we're going to be installing the 2 bearings into our motor plate. And you can see that it's offset there. Just pop it in. Put another one on this side. Nice fit to those. And then this next part, we're going to go ahead and we're going to need our grease for this. We're just going to apply just a dab on the top. Yeah, that'll be fine. Just insert it here, and I'll go ahead and spin this around a little bit so the grease can go where it needs to. And then you're going to take your end, slide it over, and there's a small hole in the end of this that you want to line up with the hole that you got set there. Once that goes in, you're going to take your pin. Oh, sorry. You're going to put your, you'll put your pin in first. Once that slides through, you're going to push it where it's going to be smooth on each side. Take your cap, slide it over. Now that's going to keep that pin from coming out. And you'll have your opening for your screw there. So I got the final pieces that we're going to need to finish this transmission out. So we're going to go ahead and start by popping in the 2 bearings. And if you see here, we have 2 indentions as well as 2 for these small standoffs. We're going to go ahead and feed these in. Push them down. Then you're going to take your 2 bolts and run them in the front. So next up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to feed this through the front of the motor plate, and this will be on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and feed it through the motor plate just a little bit so I can put this washer on there and not have to worry about it falling off. So once you get that pushed through, you'll slide that collar right up on it. And this T section is going to set right inside your coupler, and this end will slide up onto the shaft. And this does have a set screw going into it, so you will have to have it set to where the bigger side matches up. We're going to take our set screw, and we're going to rotate it until we see the hole all the way through. Push it down. And there we go. We're all done. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's my birthday, so I'm going to go spend some time with the family, and I'll see you guys next time.